Let me ask you something. What are we actually teaching our kids about money? Not what we say, but what we show. Because the truth is, kids don't learn from lectures. They learn from what they see. More is caught than taught. The other day, my granddaughter walked into my office as I was writing a check. Yes, a check. She asked me, "What are you doing, Papa?" And let her know I'm worshiping God by writing a check. She's like, "Okay." And then that same day, I got to be the usher at church and going around handing out the plate at church. And they came to one of the grandmothers who, gave her grandson a nickel and was telling him in his ear, "You need to put the nickel in the plate." And all of a sudden, I have a nickel. I'm not giving this away. And just realizing as I stood there, as this all played out, standing there a little too long, waiting for this to go, okay, are we putting it in the plate? Are we not putting it in the plate? He ended up not putting it in the plate, but I realized, wow, he's a lot like me. He's a lot like what we do as adults. I'm not giving that away. That's mine. I don't get it very often. And that's real. That's really how we think. Sometimes we have that scarcity mindset. Sometimes we have abundance mindset. And some of us are worshiping God with our money. And today, let's talk about that. Welcome to Financial Coaching Kingdom, the podcast that helps you align your money with your purpose. I'm your host, John. We've all felt the weight of financial stress, the sleepless nights, the silent disagreements with our spouse, the feeling that we're just not in control. But what if there's a better way? What if managing your money was less about math and more about peace of mind? On this podcast, we'll explore a different kind of financial freedom. It's not just about what you earn or what you owe. It's about the emotional clarity that comes from being on the same page with your spouse, the spiritual strength you gain from worshiping God with your finances, and the deep satisfaction of knowing you're building a lasting legacy for your family. Every week, we'll cut through the noise to bring you simple, powerful truths that will help you move from financial chaos to confidence. If you're ready to find clarity, grow in unity, and live with purpose, you're in the right place. Let's get started. If our kids are learning from what they see, then the real question is, what mindset are they learning? Let's break down into three: the scarcity mindset, abundance mindset, and worship mindset. Because most of us are living in one without even realizing it. Let's talk about the scarcity mindset. There's not enough is the mantra for that. This isn't about income level, it's about belief. What does it sound like? It sounds like we can't afford that. Or money doesn't grow on trees. Or I've got to hold on to what I have. Or maybe something you're hearing in your mind is, if I give, I'll have less. Or I need to make sure I'm okay first. All things that I believe I've heard in my own head. But what it teaches our kids is money equals stress. Giving equals loss. And scarcity equals holding tight. We want to hold tight to things. And here's the subtle part. Even if you have money, you can still live like you don't. Now let's talk about the abundance mindset. What this is one is that money is always available. Now this sounds better, but it has hidden dangers if not grounded. What does it sound like? We'll figure it out. We can do it. There's always more money in there to be made. I deserve this. It's okay. I'll just make more. Or maybe something in your mind is, this will make my life better. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. It teaches kids that money is a tool. Great. It also teaches that opportunity is everywhere. Wow, I'd love to think of that. But also, spending is justified. I've had that in my own life where we're like, well, let's just do it and we'll figure it out later. And causing my future self to pay for my current self, which isn't always great. So, and this is where our culture steps in hard. And we want to tell our kids that, hey, money's always going to be there. And sometimes it is. And some people have different life experiences. The cultural lie on this is we are constantly being sold a better life. Just remember that. Do we need a better house, a better car, a better experiences, or more convenience, better convenience? And the message is always the same. If you just had this, your life would be better. So what do? We start living like I can always spend more because I can always make more. Or this upgrade is going to fix how I feel. Everyone else is doing it. Shouldn't I? And suddenly abundance turns into consumption and not freedom. And you look at all the stuff around you. Now let's talk about the worship mindset. Now this is the shift. The worship mindset says, it's not mine in the first place. This is where everything changes. What it sounds like is God is my provider. I'm a steward, not an owner. And also, giving is an act of trust. This money has a purpose beyond me. I want my money to reflect my faith. What does it teach our kids? Money equals responsibility. Also, giving is worship. And trust equals God, not money. Or trusting God versus the paycheck. And now, giving isn't losing something. It's aligning with something bigger. So let me ask you, which voice do you hear most often? Because it's probably not random. It's probably what you have learned as a kid. What did your parents say about money? Do you remember that? Did you guys even have conversations about money? What did you learn in school or in college or amongst your friends? How did they handle giving? Was money tight or just talked about like it was? I've had that where family members find out what life was, the money that was coming in when they were kids, and go, whoa, my parents never, it was always a struggle to get anything, but they had lots. Did you see generosity or did you just hear about it? Because whatever you experienced, you're probably repeating. And now, let's talk about the kids again. Your kids are watching you, not your intentions, your actions. Do they see stress when money comes up? Do they see impulsive spending? Do they see intentional giving? Because these moments are forming their beliefs. At the end of the day, scarcity says, I don't have enough. Abundance says, I can get more. And worship says, God provides and I trust him. The mindset you live out is the one your kids will carry forward. This week, pay attention to what you say about money and and also what you're thinking. What happens in your mind comes out. What you actually say out loud, because someone is listening and they're learning. It's clear that the financial lessons we pass on to our children are some of the most important gifts we can give them. From teaching them to give, save, and spend, to helping them to navigate big decisions like college or buying a house, our guidance is a legacy that lasts far beyond our lifetime. The world is full of messages telling our kids to spend what they don't have, but you have the power to teach them a different way. Don't wait to start these conversations. Seek out resources like those from Ramsey Solution or Crown Financial Ministries and start the journey today. And if you're ready for a more personalized plan, one that's tailored to your family's unique situation, I'm here to help. Visit financialcoachjohnllc.com to schedule a consultation. Let's work together to build a strong financial foundation for your children and a lasting legacy for your family. I know. Some of you heard me say I did write a check, and you're going, John, get with the times. Why in the world would you write a check for giving? And I'll be honest, there's a couple reasons. And through things like COVID, I started writing, having my, as I was doing my bills, I would set it up so that there was an automatic deposit coming out of my bank. And that was okay. I got the money there. So I was giving. Then there's also the thought of using the online giving. So I could just go straight up to the church website. I can put my card in and pay through the debit card. But then there's always that question, who pays those fees to use on that debit card? Do I pay that? Do I let the church pay that? What do we do? I was questioning. But the real reason was I wanted it to feel different. I didn't want it to feel like my giving was just a bill, because I started doing that. I started feeling like, oh, yeah, I got to get that bill paid. Okay, I'm doing, I got my water bill, I got my electricity, I got my rent, I got my mortgage, I got all those things. Let me just get that. Let me also get the church giving. And then it dawned on me, it's like, I don't feel like I'm worshiping. I feel like the act of cutting a check and putting it in the giving box gives me that experience of doing something. Now, I'm not trying to do that so that people see me. I actually try to get it done before people even notice I walked in the door. I don't put it in the plate when I'm walking through, handing the plate out. But it's something that is for me a good reminder and a good way to worship. And that may not be true for you. Some people like to pay online. Great, wonderful, please do. But for me, there's a little difference in how I view it. And I hope you guys have a great day. This is your moment to take control. Go to financialcoachjohnllc.com. That's financialcoachjohnllc.com, and let's build your financial future together.